Welcome back. I'm back with yet another video. Hope everyone has had a great week so far. Anyways, today's video is a bit different. We are going to cook together just a basic meal that I do when I'm a bit lazy, but definitely comfort food, especially during this cold period, this shutdown period. It's just nice to have something that's tasty and comforting and warm. So let's get together and let's cook together. Let's see what the day has in store. So for today's menu, I'm going to be making a vetkoeks with minced meat. Yummy. So let me just show you what you need and what I'll get started with. First, you'll need a Tupperware or a bowl where you're going to mix all your ingredients in. Next, you're going to need some cake flour. It can be any brand that you like. I personally like to use Sasko. Next, you're going to need some instant yeast. I love the Anchor brand. My gran used to use it, and it's the only brand that really works for me. Next, you're going to need some salt, and then some sugar. We use brown sugar in my house. And then you're going to need some water. So then you're going to need something where you'll pour your water. It'll stay next to you and you'll just keep pouring as you go. Then another thing that I like to add is a cup, a big cup, where I usually pour this in, because pouring it from this can be quite hard. So let me show you the big cup that I usually use. So this is the cup that I usually use. Now I'll pour some of that into here just to make life easier. Let's get started. Okay, so first thing I like to start is filling this with warm water. I like using warm water because it just helps the whole thing react better. Remember, your catalyst for your dough to rise is the yeast. So by using warm water, you kind of speed up that process and the dough rises quicker. Okay, if you're looking for specific measurements, this is not the channel, hey? Because now I just pour in until my ancestors whisper, stop, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I measure things. So first things first, just pouring in some of this into your bowl. I'm gonna make quite a lot because we like to cook and make meals that are for 2 days, so that much in there. Next, I'm gonna go in with some sugar and just pour that over. Again, I just go with sight. I don't have exact measurements for what I'm doing. Next, I'm gonna go in with some salt. There we go. About 2 of those, not too much. Don't want it to be too salty. And then I'm gonna go in with my yeast. I put in maybe a half to a quarter of the packet. I put a half today because I'm actually doing quite a lot, and I need that much. But on a normal day I wouldn't use all of that. So there's all the stuff. Then I just mix it with my hand. Please remember to wash your hands before you start the process. We're off to a great start. Mix all of that together in the bowl. And then I like to add another layer on top because I don't want it to be too sweet and I really want to have a lot of dough. Okay, then next I'm gonna pour this into this, so I don't have to keep carrying this heavy 2.5 kg bag every time I need some flour. So it's just easier to dispense into something that's easy for you to pick up, and you won't have to keep messing on the bag. Okay. So next things next is I pour in my water. It really doesn't matter how much you pour in. You want to try and get your dough quenched, if that makes sense, but you don't want it to be watery. Okay, so the whole point of you having the flour in the other mug next to you is, if let's say you pour too much water by mistake, which happens, then you know you can just use the dough to get it to that perfect texture that you need. Okay, so I'm going to keep kneading this until it becomes like dough. Remember, it needs quite a lot of work, and if it's too dry, it's not going to work. If it's too wet, it's not going to work. So you need to keep working the dough until you get that perfect texture that you need. So I'll be back with that. So I have the dough in the perfect texture that I wanted. Next, I'm going to take a lid, I'm going to cover it up, and then I'm going to put it inside the oven. Some people like to wrap it in a blanket to keep it warm. I've noticed that my oven actually helps the dough rise, plus it's out of the way and it's not like creating a mess or anything around me. As you can see, my hands are so dirty. I used this flour in here, and I'm going to keep it here on the side as well for later when the dough has risen, which is going to help me shape that nicely. So let me put this away into the oven and then wait for it to rise. One thing I've learned is not to close my Tupperware tight, because it will blast open from all the carbon dioxide and the reaction happening. So it's going to cause the lid to rise and then pop opening in the oven, which always causes quite a big fright. I'm a mess. I don't even know why I didn't wear an apron. So just lightly close that, and then go over to my oven. There's the baby bun featuring, and let's drop it in there until it is ready. Will it fit? And there we go. So it's about 5:30 p.m. right now, and I'm getting ready to start making the Vetkoeks, and then after that I'll make the mince stuffing. First, I'm going to clean up my surface and then take you through everything that I'll be doing. The kids are back. Yana, come say hi.
Hi.
Say, how are you?
Hi.
Don't eat. Why are you eating your hair?
Hi.
How was school?
Boo, boo, boo.
Was it nice?
La, la.
Okay. Yete, how are you, Lina? How was school?
Hi.
Oh, you're so cute.
Hi. I like this. I wish I just come in.
Okay, say bye. Say bye now. Before I continue with the video, I just want to mention my sponsor for today's video. It is Spelly products. So basically this is their multi-purpose cleaner, which is what I'll be using to clean up my surface before I do the dough. Just say poop. Okay, Yana. I can't deal. So this is what I'll be using to clean up the surface before I put down the dough and start making the Vetkoeks. I will link everything in my description. The link for the Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter, numbers. You can order your products, delivery all the way around, WhatsApp number and everything else. And yeah, let's get started. So oil in the pan, preheated on the highest. Wait for that to get hot before I put in the Vetkoek. So I'll just keep shaping until that's ready. And I am done. I've done a lot, so as you can see, this Tupperware doesn't want to close. I'm gonna try and get a bigger one for it. These are all finished, and now I'm going to move on to making my mince for the stuffing. So excited, literally drooling. I cannot wait. And there we have it, some mince stew soup situation with some Vetkoeks, and that's a hearty winter meal. Can't wait to indulge.